Welcome back, everybody, to TARTLEcast. I hope you are listening to this episode on your drive to work, and you can thank your drive to work to this wonderful plant that grows in Southeast Asia called rubber, the rubber plant, rubber trees.
Rubber trees.
What's its scientific name?
Alex, I got to tell you a real quick story. This is funny. So when I was a child, I used to have to walk past this house, and it had about an acre of land, so it was big, but they had a big chain link fence all around, and there would be a dog that would just bark at you and then run, on the
Along
fence.
the fence,
yeah, kind of like, it seemed like he was a little angry guy.
Yeah.
And he would literally bark and say, rubber, 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 rubber. That's how he barked. Like, clear.
Rubber,
like, rubber. He sounded like, and I would always laugh and think, oh, he can speak. He can speak and say the word rubber.
Rubber dog.
Yeah, and have you seen those dogs like on TikTok or
when they
Instagram
bark or something,
and they say like a word or something? Yeah, they have that. Yeah, it's so interesting. But when we think of rubber and these rubber farms,
I don't think people really know where rubber comes from.
No,
I'm just saying for the vast majority, people probably like, I don't know where rubber comes from. It's on my car though.
Yeah, and then you have to think it's kind of inefficient, because it's almost like, to me, it's almost like paper plates or plastic, styrofoam,
Yep.
It's kind of the same thing. Yeah, we got to have tires. They're expensive. We go to Costco or whatever and get them. And then Costco should be our sponsor. We talk about them way too much.
Costco needs to freaking...
Kirkland Signature. Yeah.
This is a Kirkland Signature podcast.
You just had some Kirkland Signature pecans.
They were great.
Delicious.
They were delicious. Absolutely love them.
And your oatmeal.
Why are tires so expensive? In all seriousness, like, what is it? If it grows from a tree, they refine it a little bit, they vulcanize the rubber, which means they mold it under extremely high heat.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, vulcanize. Ooh.
I love that word. Reminds me of Star Trek.
Yeah, Vulcans.
Yeah, I love the Vulcans. They were always logical. I was like, how can I be like them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be emotional. I want to be logical.
The Vulcans.
So whenever you look at big data and these, now we're kind of getting, if you kind of look at it, it's kind of like the agri-data stuff that we looked at before, but they're trying to say, how can we get a higher yield at the rubber farms?
Okay, Michelin and Bridgestone.
Right.
Firestone, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Toyo tires, all those things. They're farmers. You think they're tire makers, but really they're farmers. Their big data is completely reliant on the health of their fields growing these rubber trees. 100%.
What I thought was interesting, the article talks about it, is that they're looking at soil health and disease management, and then the trees that are doing well, wherever they're being planted at, they're cloning those.
That's cool.
So we have cloned trees.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah. It's a good idea because, you're just interrupting evolution, like in the sense of, it could go horribly wrong.
Are you interrupting it, or are you helping it advance?
You're helping it advance because the strong will survive. So you're just pushing that along.
Yeah.
That's like if you took a herd of elk, and then that one really strong alpha male elk, he is the one that carries on the genes, of course. So if you created, 100 of those and then put them in areas where other elk were, struggling, then would it create that herd?
It could.
That would be interesting.
And think about it. If you can genetically modify something and it's in the genome data to live longer, be more robust, if it gets out of control, like you screwed up, well, you can also genetically cripple it.
Yes.
It can go both ways.
Yeah, it can go.
It's quite an interesting thing. So
the natural rubber currently used to produce tires is extracted from the para rubber tree.
Yeah, para rubber tree.
Which primarily grows in Southeast Asia.
Oh, Vietnam.
Disease and the depletion of tropical rainforests where para rubber trees are grown contribute to risk in the rubber supply chain.
Okay, so can you say that again?
Yeah, because it's gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna dive right in.
Yeah, this is why I want to do this, because this goes right into our big 7.
I'm gonna take you back.
Are you ready?
Yank the sin out of you.
This is a contribute to risk in the rubber supply chain.
Okay, so we're worried about risk in the rubber supply chain.
Because the depletion of tropical rainforests.
Okay, why are the tropical rainforests being depleted? Cattle farming, palm oil, all that other stuff that goes into our manufactured items over here in the developed countries. If you're worried about climate stability, stop lopping the rainforest down.
Yeah, and Bridgestone last fall launched a campaign that invited its partners to work together to implement sustainable and responsible practices within the natural rubber value chain.
And how do they define sustainable and responsible?
I don't know, but they're concerned about their value data chain, and they're concerned that
they're concerned about
tires are going to go up.
Yeah,
and they're not going to have enough.
Well, good. That'll force us to use something else that's economically more efficient.
So, because when you look at big data, if the global population is projected to reach 9.6 billion, then automobiles owned because we got to look at this. India's rising to middle class.
No, keep saying you're onto something.
Yeah, 2.4 billion cars.
Yeah, I think that's wrong. I'll tell you why. You really think everybody's going to end up owning a car? So as you have an increase in population, more people in these cities, especially in commuter senses, you think that's the thing that's going to increase? More individual cars? Wrong. Public transportation, hands down.
Yeah, I think the problem that we're seeing, I know, because we're seeing record purchasing of cars all around the world right now because of COVID, and then people exiting cities.
Yep.
And then living, but there will be a point to where everybody feels safe again. Then they're going to want to go back into the city.
Yeah.
And then in that point, we'll need public transportation.
Yeah, and as the population grows, you can't have more cars. You can build roads, but it's just going to have more congestion with all of those people. Think about this in a logical sense. You ready? If I have a bunch of different people driving by themselves with their own different cause and effect, okay, just one person in one car taking up a allotted amount of space, and someone makes a bad move that causes 1,000 other bad moves. Mm-hmm. But if I put 40 or 50 people in a bus with one driver and more buses, there's less of a probabilistic effect of the bad move affecting a larger amount of cars, creating a larger amount of delay. For instance, you put someone on a train.
Right.
Okay, so the future is not more cars, it's better public transportation, hands down.
And through that better public transportation, the future is, I believe, Elon Musk's tunnels. When I saw that, I was like...
Let me ask you, do you believe it or do you know it? Because when you believe it means you haven't thought it through. So let's think this through for a second. I'd love to talk about this because this has to do with the tires and big data.
Right.
Big data just shows congestion. That's why Google's algorithms on maps and Waze is always trying to redirect you. Take this route. And you're like, man, that's longer. It is, but it'll get you there faster because of the traffic. So let's think about those tunnels. Do you believe those are the future for now? His thought was that we live in a three-dimensional world but drive in a two-dimensional world where our road's not three-dimensional.
Right.
Okay. Why can't we be below or above or inside, whatever that might be?
Yeah, I don't want to use the word believe. I watched a whole program on his view on tunnels and then how fast you can get from point A to point B. Here's why I know that it could happen if agencies, government agencies will get involved and grant it. And because people, to me, value their time over everything else. Money. People value their time over everything. Why do we have Amazon Prime? Why do we have Uber Eats? We'll pay 10 times more than what if I get Chipotle. It's $8. We mention them all the time in the podcast.
Yeah, Chipotle. Where is our damn sponsorship?
Yeah, or at least some free lunches.
I love a free lunch.
We'll eat it all right here.
Yeah, I'll have the sofritas, please.
People will pay $16 instead of $8, almost double the price to get an Uber Eats to come drop the food off for them. And when you look at Amazon Prime, I don't want to go to the store, so I don't mind having a box delivered right at my front door, and I'll wait 2 days because of so it's inconvenience and time. So if I can walk down some stairs, and hop on this warping thing that's gonna
maglev underground.
Yeah, and next thing you know, I'm in LA and I get to San Diego in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
People are gonna be buying that ticket. I guarantee you all the time. That will be the number one way for transportation in the world, these tunnels, if they go that fast. Because that's the key, is how fast can they go.
Do you remember that conspiracy theory?
I know all of them, Alex.
Okay, the one with the I gotta pull this up. The one with the tunnels. Everybody, we got it up here on the screen. So, when Elon Musk talks.
Oh, yeah.
When Elon Musk talks about tunnels, and we're in the epicenter here in New Mexico. If you haven't wondered for the tunnel system.
Yeah, because of the labs. And
stuff.
Stuff.
The labs, like transporting yourselves back and forth very quickly underneath the United States.
Which is smart.
It's extremely smart.
If I'm a nuclear scientist and I'm at Los Alamos Labs and I want to get to Sandia Labs, which is an hour drive, Well, it's longer than that. It's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So I want to go from Los Alamos to Albuquerque.
Yeah, I want to do it in 5 minutes.
And then if there's an underground thing, then now scientists are moving back and forth. Information's going quickly.
It moves quicker, and there's less variance risk. So when I fly airplanes, I have to deal with weather, traffic in the sky. Even though it doesn't seem like a big deal, like planes look pretty separated, you got to watch out. You'll slam into stuff. I got to look for birds and all that stuff. But if I'm in a closed tube, a sealed tube, nothing's going on down there.
No.
It's just me moving through the maglev system. So it's a very smart way to travel, and it's not very intrusive to the environment.
Did they say how fast they go? How fast is Elon Musk's tubes?
I don't know, but I bet you these things rip. I think they said you can get from here to DC, from New Mexico to DC in like 30 minutes in these conspiracy theory tubes, maybe less.
See, people would do those.
People do
I'm
it all the
telling
time.
you,
Yeah.
I would do it.
I'd use it.
Yeah, because it's like I would hate, like you take California, hate sitting in traffic. It's going to take you all day to drive from LA to San Diego, and in turn you can turn around and be there in 10 minutes.
Yep,
Who's not going to do that?
Who wouldn't do it?
And then I don't want to get on a plane.
I don't have to drive. Imagine how cool. Oh my gosh, road noise.
Yeah.
Think about just the data on road noise.
Yeah.
You have to see all those projects on the side of like the Jersey Turnpike where they're building those high walls, on the side of homes so that they don't hear the road noise. Think about how quiet the world would be if all of our transportation was underground.
Oh yeah.
No flying in the sky. You don't
maybe
hear
a little bit of a vibration.
No jet. No, you wouldn't even feel it. It's maglev.
Oh yeah.
Just magnets, just pitching them back and forth, and they're pressing. You put two magnets at the same poles and they like shift away. Same thing. So I don't know. I just think that's it's an interesting path to the future. I think it's a very smart way to look at the future. Mm-hmm. And tires are on the way.
Maybe
out.
we can stop chopping down the rainforest. Then.
Yeah. Can we not lop down the rainforest anymore?
Yeah.
Can we help climate stability, which is like number one on the Big Seven here?
Yeah, that's our thing at TARTLE.
Yeah, and we keep it up high in the room. It's like the hierarchy in here. Big Seven. It's funny. It's actually above our map, our globe.
Because if 50 to 70 years we're done, creating a tube isn't going to help us.
The tube's not going to help. Stop lopping stuff down that's actually keeping us alive, right?
Yeah, we need to. This is serious. We have a drastic issue that's happening all over the globe. And the sad part is, if people would get together and stop being polarizing and unite over this one cause, because I don't care if you're in Indonesia, Australia, Canada, it doesn't matter.
You're affected.
We could all agree that this is an issue. Mm-hmm. We could all get together, just like we're seeing with decentralization. We can all get together and we can change this. We have that opportunity right now to do that. And with this opportunity comes responsibility.
Wow. What is that? Great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
Did Tony Stark say that to Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exactly. We need Stark Industries, which is Elon Musk. He's kind of Iron Man.
Yeah,
now.
Elon.
He's kind of Iron Man.
Don't build any missiles.
Yeah.
We're missile free.
Yeah, no, he didn't get COVID. Who got COVID? Oh, never mind. I thought Joe Rogan was talking about Dave Chappelle got COVID, so they had to cancel the show.
Yeah,
and
I remember this.
Joe Rogan on Instagram was blaming, because they were together, was blaming Elon Musk's wife, Grimes.
Grimes.
Yeah. Was blaming her for.
That's great. Classic
joking.
Classic blame game because you don't have the data.
Yeah, with millions of people.
Yeah. All right, we're done.